So I wanted to do this video. Good afternoon, everyone. This is going to be a podcast style. I wanted to hop on here and talk about this because I can't believe this is the Monday morning that we decided to have on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. But the conversation today is going to be about Iyanla encouraging Ebony K. Williams to marry a bus driver. Now, I don't know much about Ebony K. I'm just now learning about her. She is an American lawyer and television host. She's a co-host. She co-hosts the late night talk show State of the Culture on Revolt TV. She co-hosted a talk show on WABC Radio in New York City and was a co-host of Fox News in 2017. She was the show's specialist. She was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. She grew up in Louisiana. She's African American. I'm not sure. Is she biracial? Is she not biracial? I tried to find information on her ethnicity, her parents, and I couldn't really find much. They just keep saying that she's African American. So I just wanted to give you a quick little rundown about who Ebony K. Williams is, because I don't know much about her. I'm learning more about her through this viral topic. So let's get into today's video lunch break conversation. But first, let me get into my intro.
Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. I haven't done anything for you to be proud of.
Of course you have. You are marrying a man who can support you.
Okay, so the conversation that the Black community wants to have on a Monday is about, I can't believe this happened, but I told y'all, I've been telling you, it's no shade to the older generation of Black women, but they all have that mindset where they are coming from a place of oppression, scarcity, and they project that onto us because they have been conditioned in that way. So this happened, and I'm just gonna go ahead and play this video, and then I'll be back for my commentary because I'm just shocked. I'm not shocked, but I am shocked because when we speak about Iyanla, because I've been pronouncing her name wrong, Iyanla, I never can tell if she's like mammy-ing or not. Like sometimes I get those mammy vibes from her, but then sometimes I'm like, no, she means well, and I'm trying to be respectful of my elders. But this drew the line that I was trying to see in her. And she has that mammy seasoning. She got that mammy sauce. I do like a lot of the stuff that she talks about, though. Like when we talk about mental health, when we talk about just emotional intelligence and trauma, and I love that, right? But when she decides to speak on, dating Black women, it's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. And I hate this for her because now I can't unsee the fact that she giving me mammy vibes. She's giving me Crimson Cure 101, 2.5, 2.0. And I just can't unsee it anymore. And I hate that because I really like her. I still like her. It's just sometimes you're just gonna have to side eye her and be like, This is unacceptable. So let's continue with this video.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns
driver?
the bus? If he owns
No.
it. If he owns the bus,
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus.
Okay. Now she said she would date a bus driver. That's what she wants. But she's trying to project that same want onto Ebony. And I think that's unfair. When it comes to these conversations, Black women, I just want us to get to a point where we say no comment. Because we already know how it's going to go. We already know what direction it's heading into. We already know. I just want us to get to a point where we say no comment. No comment, no comment, no comment. Because I don't know, it's just something about the Black community. It's truly obsessed with individuals, and I have to say individuals proving themselves worthy of a better life or better treatment, more money, a healthier life, a good man. Like even the kids. Oh, let's talk about it. The Black community is deeply rooted in scarcity. And this is why I told you I had to separate myself. I love Black people. I love the Black community. But this scarcity that they try to force onto you is just extreme. Even when you are 18 years old, they want you to struggle. Why? Because they want you to prove yourself. Like, are you truly worthy of my assistance? Even your own parents do it. Are you worthy of my assistance? Are you worthy of staying under my roof past 18? Are you worthy of that? You must prove to me that you are. It doesn't just start with this conversation with men and women. Even when you are 18 years old, you're pushed out of the house because you're legally an adult. And the only way that you can stay in that house is if you prove yourself. So the Black community is obsessed with you being put in a worse position. And then if you come out of that position, then at that point in time, you are worthy, you are deserving. So it's not even just this conversation with women, Black women. It's across the board. And to the men that are in the comments hooping and hollering like, yeah, she should date a bus driver. She should date a bus driver. It's sickening because this is why the Black community cannot move forward. We are obsessed with seeing people in a worse position and then waiting for their downfall in hopes that they don't come out of that position. It's crab in the bucket mentality. So it's not shocking that she's sitting up here saying, I would date a bus driver. Well, good for you. I think that's great that you would date a bus driver. But if I worked my ass off to put myself in a better position, right? And I'm only looking for a man that has done the same. Like, I'm in a better position. I'm in a better position. All I'm asking is for a man to match that. That's all she wants. She just wants a man to match that. So it's weird to me. Then they want to fearmonger you and say things like, oh, they cheat. So do broke men. Broke men cheat too. Broke men cheat. I mean, we could even say broke men cheat more than men who have money. How do we know? We don't. But broke men cheat too. So it's weird. She's not asking for a millionaire. She's just asking for somebody to match her. And y'all over here trying to make it seem like she a gold digger. No, we know who the gold diggers are. We know who the gold diggers are. Look at Tyrese and his wife. And you know who created that woman? Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels created that woman. Kevin Samuels created Tyrese's ex-wife. You know, the one that's taking him to court and he's being court ordered to pay $600,000 in child support. Yeah, Kevin Samuels created that woman. You know, the man that y'all call Godfather, he created that woman. That's why she's over there making red pill content. She has a whole YouTube channel. You should go check it out. You should check it out. A lot of her talking points are very similar to Kevin Samuels. Is it shocking that she's taking him to court for $600,000? No, it's not. It's not. It's not shocking. You should go check out her YouTube channels. So we know who out here being the gold diggers. This woman over here, she has put herself in a better position. She's a lawyer. Why would a lawyer date a bus driver? Make it make sense. Why would a lawyer date a bus driver? We're not about to sit here and try to make it seem like back in the day, it used to be this thing where if you were to date and you were to court, you had to court and you had to date within your class because it made sense, right? You want to match that person's lifestyle. So classism became this thing where you would date in your class. You would date in the class that you were either born into, or you would date in the class that you leveled up into. But that was a bare minimum requirement. Why is this so? Why? I don't understand why this is so hard for the Black community to understand. How else will the Black community improve if we're going to keep dating below what we worked our way up to? It's just, we're basically dating backwards. We're dating in a way that does not benefit the community. We're dating in a way that doesn't even make sense. It don't even make sense. Why would you date below your class when you worked your ass off to get to a higher class? How is the Black community supposed to get rich? Be richer, right? To create wealth, right? What's this generational wealth talk? What are we talking about if we're going to date down? We're never going to get ahead. And that's why, same thing with these kids. Soon as they turn 18, you set them up to fail. The Black community is never going to get ahead if we keep doing the same cycle. It's the same cycle that's been going on. And then you look around and you're like, oh my God, like we at the bottom, we at the bottom. You got to understand that other women are not encouraged to date down. They're encouraged to date up. That's how the community stays afloat. Come on. This is ridiculous. And the fact that we're even having this conversation today is so weird to me. It don't even make sense. So let's continue, because I came across this comment and listen, I'm going to tell you now, when it comes to these platforms like Spiritual Word, I want to say the Shade Room, I want to say Baller Alert. Listen, if I was if I didn't do this for work, if I did not do this for work, you would not see me support any of these pages. I'm just being real with you, because it's like BET, okay? Baby Boy, rerun. Love and Basketball, rerun. I mean, it's the same repetitive conversations. They want to feed it, force it down your throat. Stop supporting these pages. And the majority are women doing it. The majority of women are supporting these pages. And then they try to tell you how they really feel about you, but then you're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. But they really don't respect you, though. So let me show you what I'm talking about, because this is why I ended up creating this video. I created this video because there was a girl that DM'd me on Instagram. I'm not sure if she's the one that made this comment. I'm not sure. But Spiritual Word ended up responding. So let me go ahead and read this to you. The community keeps telling you how they feel about you, and you need to really listen, because the very people that run these pages are the very people in the community that try to force culture onto you that may be toxic, dysfunctional, et cetera, et cetera. So this girl, this Black woman, she comments and she said, stop trying to force Black women to lower their standards. Ebony is accomplished. So what's wrong with her wanting someone who's aligned with her career-wise? ? I literally don't see anyone doing this with other races of women. And we don't. And we won't. We won't. And you want to know why? It's because other communities understand the importance of keeping wealth flowing through the community. Other communities understand the importance of that. That's why they have their own grocery stores. Here in Houston, I can go shop in the Hispanic community, the Asian community. They all have grocery stores that are owned and ran by the people who look like them. So they understand the importance of keeping that money flowing through the community. That's what keeps the community afloat. So we're the only community debating this. It's really ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, ladies, this is why we don't have our own grocery stores. We don't have our own grocery stores. There's not name one grocery store you can go to right now that's ran by African Americans. Name one. I just want y'all to name just one. Just one. Just one. We don't even, thank you. We don't own nothing, but we want to talk about Black women marrying down. We don't even own any. How are we supposed to get to a point where we own things if we keep marrying down? What sense does that make? We did our part. As a woman, we did our part. We put ourselves in a better position. We did our part. And now we're required to marry down? Come on. So then Spiritual Word decided to respond. And this is when I was like, I'm making a video. So Spiritual Word said, force. That's the problem with you women. Ooh, let me read that again. That's the problem with you women. Now, don't that sound similar to how racist white people be like, you people? They be like, you people? Okay, so that's the problem with you women. Black women especially. Y'all have this sense of entitlement and privilege as if you deserve what you say you want in a man. Now I had to go back and I had to pull this up. I said, okay, let me go ahead and switch gears here. Cause I'm like, wait a minute now. I'm like, now, didn't this woman work her ass off to be put in a better position financially? Because I'm like, I had to look into Ebony. I said, wait a minute, what has this woman done in her life? Okay, it says, because she said entitled and privileged, right? So I'm like, okay. But then I'm like, Ebony K is an American lawyer, television host. She co-hosts the late night talk show, State of the Culture on Revolt TV. She has a whole resume. A thorough one at that. It's crazy. So I'm like, okay, let me go back. Let me go back. Because I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Listen, Black women, when it's you, they gonna move that goalpost every time. That's why when it comes to these conversations, you just need to say no comment. Because when it's you, they gonna move that goalpost every single time. They're gonna move the goalpost for you, sis. For you, sis, they're gonna move it every single time. They're gonna move it every single time. So there's no point in you trying to prove anything. Ain't nothing to prove, hon. I'm sorry. When it comes to you, the goalpost is going to be moved. So when it comes to these conversations, you need to get in the habit of saying no comment. No comment. No comment. You never will hear an Indian man who's worked his ass off to put himself in a better position and provided for his family tell his daughter, who's a doctor, to date a taxi driver. You're never going to see that. You're not. Why would an Indian man do that? Was his sacrifices worth anything? No, his sacrifices were worth something. That's why his daughter is a doctor and she's not being told to date a taxi driver. That's how you create generational wealth. And that's what I be saying. The Black community be like, generational wealth. You don't even know how to keep it. Because if you did, you wouldn't be telling your community of women to date down, to marry down. What sense does that make? I think about that every day. My parents sacrificed. My parents sacrificed to put me in a better position. If I married down, all of their sacrifices were worth nothing. They weren't worth anything. If I don't marry a man that can put me in the same position that my parents put me in or better, all of that sacrificing was a waste of time. I listened to my parents. They sacrificed a lot. My dad worked 3 jobs at one point just to put me in a 5-bedroom house. Why in the hell would I go out and marry a man that wouldn't be able to do that or better? What was the point of his sacrificing? It was worth nothing. I watched my mother work up the corporate ladder. Work. What was the point of her sacrifices? What was the point? What was the point? She might as well have just never done it if I'm just going to go out and marry down. And that's what I'm saying. The Black community don't know nothing about generational wealth, don't know nothing about keeping it, don't know nothing about, okay, if you were to sacrifice, it needs to pay off. What's the point of you doing it then? There is no point. There's no point, because now you're about to put yourself in a worse position, even though your mother, your father fought like hell, dealt with racism, dealt with being, dealt with microaggression, dealt with management and all of that. They did all of that for you. And then you turn around and you marry down. And it doesn't just stop there. It don't. Because even if I went out here and I got pregnant out of wedlock, they did all of that for what? To put me in a better position for what? I think about stuff like that. It's so much deeper than money though. Money. That's all the Black community want to care about, but then don't even know how to keep it. Don't even know how to keep it. Don't know how to keep it. So it's just, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. And then Black women have never had the privilege to have entitlement. I'm sorry. We've always had to work. We've always had to work. We've never even been in a position to have a high level of entitlement. So that's gaslighting. Our feminism involved working. Period. Labor. Period. So I don't even like where entitlement. Entitlement is someone who is asking for something that they cannot offer themselves. We're asking for things to be matched. So again, spiritual word. Okay, if you following this page after this as a Black woman, I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you. So let me continue. It says force. Okay, that's the problem with you Black women, with you women, Black women especially. Y'all have this sense of entitlement and privilege as if you deserve what you say you want in a man. This is crazy. What does one's career have to do with love and marriage? Everything. Everything. Y'all are so fixated on your accomplishments, degrees, and goals that y'all are so far out of touch on reality. Y'all describe a man/husband like a job description and an HR handbook. Men don't give a damn about your career. Men judge a woman who they want to marry based off her personality, character, respect, and heart. All this aligning jobs and careers is complete bullshit in social media aesthetics. I'm assuming that's what they meant because they did not spell that right. And y'all wonder why y'all single and a simple woman who may not have much is in love and happily married. She led with love and not with her goddamn resume. And see, this is what I be talking about. Like this whole blaming and shaming women is a manipulation tactic. And I'm really tired of it. It's associated with fear mongering and scarcity mindset. Okay. Because it's always, a Black woman has to choose between having a healthy marriage with a broke, dusty, or she has to sacrifice, finances to have that. And I don't understand why is it that a Black woman can't be accomplished and have a personality? Like, if we're accomplished, oh, we can't have a personality. Or if we have a personality, we got to be dumb as hell and we can't have that many accomplishments. I don't know how you guys continue to subject yourself to this. And I have to say, you guys, I have to say y'all, because I have decentered being, I have stepped away from the Black community. It's toxic. Because first and foremost, we keep having the same conversations. Either you're going to do something about it and shut up, or you're not going to do something about it and feel the need to still complain. Because I'm done complaining. I'm ready to do something about it. I'm just waiting on other women to be like, okay, let me go do something about it. Because I'm all about getting that solution. And doing the same thing, having the same conversations every week, y'all. This is Monday, and this is what they wanted to talk about. And the focus is always women, right? Like, if this woman is requiring a man to match her, doesn't that make the community better? Doesn't it make the community better if she was to go out and marry someone of her equal? Doesn't that make the community better? Come on now. I don't get that. It would make the community better for her to go out and marry someone that's financially on her level. She worked her ass off to get in that position. So why wouldn't she marry someone that is financially on her level? And it's not even just financially. It's spiritually. It's emotionally. It's mentally. It's all of the above. Like, I don't understand, why is it that they're trying to make it seem like Black women are asking for too much? It's really ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. I feel like the financial situation, that should be a given, right? And then you need to focus on other things as far as spiritually, mentally, emotionally. That's huge. You know, that's huge, because nowadays a lot of men, it doesn't even matter if he's Black or not. A lot of men struggle with being emotionally available. Hell, emotionally available. But somehow they want you to do all the work. They want you to do all the emotional labor. That's exhausting too. So I don't know, like this, girl, this is a mess. This is a mess. It's a mess. And listen, please understand, when you follow pages like Spiritual Word, this is how they really feel about you. This is how they really, really feel about you. Whoever be running them pages, this is how they really feel about you. It's crazy. This woman is, and then they're going to ask you, well, what do you bring to the table, right? They're going to ask you that dumb question, what you bring to the table. This girl is a whole lawyer. They're going to be like, oh, don't bring that. So if she was to say, okay, well, let me just bring my body. Oh, don't bring that. Damn. I'm just waiting for Black women to get to a point. Listen, sis, say no comment. You don't owe them a response. You don't owe them an explanation. You don't owe them shit. I just want Black women to get to a point where you don't feel the need to explain yourself. It is what it is. Either people meet it or they don't. And if they don't meet it, oh well. It's really that simple. Oh well, they don't meet it. It is what it is. I'm tired of this. Stop explaining yourself. Stop it. Like, people felt the need that I needed to explain myself because I said that I don't want to have kids and bring them back to an apartment building. I don't. And I won't. I'm not bringing kids back to an apartment building. Kids need somewhere they can play and move around. That's what I want for my kids. If that's not what you want, cool. But that's what I want. Why are you bothered by what I want? It has nothing to do with you. It's not your life. It's mine. It's mine. I have to live with the decisions that I make. You don't. So why are you worried about what I'm doing or what I want? Come on. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, I don't want to bring kids back to an apartment. I don't want to struggle in an apartment building. That's not stability to me. Stability is owning a home. That's wealth as well. You got men in the community making fun of women for owning their home. Owning property? Are you serious? Like, I've seen enough. And then they talk about generational wealth. Wealth. Okay, single women are out here purchasing their home, becoming homeowners, owning property. And listen, we got to all play the same game, right? So yeah, their mortgage is 30 years. They got a head start on that. Their mortgage is 30 years. They got a head start on that. They're single. They got a head start. But it's like men try to weaponize the fact that single women are out here buying homes because that used to be a thing that men were required to do. Or we would have to wait on a man to buy a home. We're not waiting no more because we want the generational wealth. We can provide that generational wealth by buying a home and investing in a home. I don't understand that. Like it's ridiculous, y'all. It's ridiculous. When you are a Black woman, they're going to move the goalposts. They have an issue with you buying your own home now. They got an issue with you being a homeowner, but then want to call you a gold digger because you don't want to date a bus driver. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I can't keep up. But let's continue because I wanted to go ahead and talk about this because this video is going viral. And another thing that I'm tired of seeing is, listen, Black women, they don't care. That's all you need. They don't care. And you can't make them care. Okay? The complaining, it really got to stop. You need to do something about it. Because every week it's the same conversation. And I understand, like, some women, they're awakening later, right? But it's like, we got to stop complaining publicly. We have to. We got to stop complaining publicly because it's like they don't care and you need to do something about it. Let me stop this for a sec. You need to do something about it because you just wasting your time. You wasting your energy. Honestly, you could be pouring that back into yourself instead of going online, I guess, looking for sympathy. You're not going to find it.